Alexander, Dave, Justin, and Zach Morris. JB might remember something cool and lots more.
Okay, this is 252 Pop Fiction, where you'll find all the news and reviews in pop culture that's right to type. Today's top story. During a performance at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles, Dave Chappelle was assaulted on stage by a man who ran up to him and tackled him.
Yeah.
So this guy, apparently, he had some type of
It was a knife gun.
A knife gun. What do you got? A knife gun.
It was a replica of a gun. It was a knife.
But it had a knife. And so he went up so I'm going to start with this. One of the things we said was after the infamous slap, right?
The slap around the world.
People were saying, hey, this is going to have people feel like they have license to run up on stage if a comedian says something that they don't like.
100%.
Now, this guy, so somebody was going to have to be the first one after Will Smith to do it.
Yeah, no doubt.
This guy runs up on stage, tackles Dave. Tackles him. Wow.
Tackles him.
Dave said, he got me slipping. Tackled him. Dave popped back up. The dude went running. Dave went running after him.
As well as security.
Late. But when they caught him,
oh boy,
they whiz ass zooped. Now, I saw the video. Did you see the video?
No.
Okay, did you see the video?
I saw the video.
I saw the video. It was really murky and grainy. All you could see was shapes and shadows of when they was curb stomping him in the back.
And in the back of the stage.
And Dave did have a hot mic when he was, get him! He had a hot mic. But the one thing that you notice, Jamie Foxx came out of the
shadows.
Came out of the shadows. Now, I'm not saying Jamie Foxx participated in the curb stomping, but when you saw how this dude looked, his arm he was handcuffed to a gurney.
Yeah.
Face was all beat to shit. His arm was completely twisted back like this, all broke up. Mm-hmm. One of the things, and then Dave, of course, he tried to keep making some jokes, right, to keep the show going.
He kept it going.
At one point, Chris Rock comes out on stage and puts his arm on Dave Chappelle and goes back and he goes, "Hey, was that Will Smith?"
Classic. Yeah, and that's so crazy, though. I mean, this is up to the minute because this just happened.
I didn't hear about it.
Oh, no, that is big.
But it's I don't know what the problem is. Citizen's arrest.
No, the security did. Listen,
yeah.
He came on stage with the intent of doing whatever. We don't know because we haven't heard his statement yet. But his gun
the fact that he made it through security with a knife gun.
Yeah, that's crazy. The fact that he got on stage is crazy. The fact that he tackled Dave Chappelle is crazy. And the fact that it was like, I don't even know. I don't know if it's an exaggeration. 10 guys, maybe? 15 guys?
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of him.
But it happened so quick. The guy got up there, and the funniest part to me was the stage was slippery, so you could see people kind of chasing after him. And expecting a ball guy to come out and Benny Hill to slap him on his head.
Woman came out with her titties out.
No, that's there was. I think it was. I'm not sure if it was Detroit, but they had this guy called the Pillowcase Rapist. Oh. They couldn't catch him.
Oh no!
They caught this man in an apartment building. The people of the apartments caught him, and he was beaten so severely he had to go to the ICU. He almost died.
Yeah.
And the reporter was on scene when they were taking him away in the ambulance, and they asked the police officer, "So what are you going to do about the crowd?" He says, "All I saw was a citizen's arrest." That was like the greatest thing. Man. Yeah.
I love that.
Citizen's arrest.
Tell me about it.
Hey, with a name like the Pillowcase Rapist, you deserve what you get.
All right. After that uncomfortable pause. Director Justin Lin parted ways with his Fast and Furious crew, apparently after finding Vin Diesel had too much creative control. The long-running Fast franchise was helmed by Lin, abruptly announced his departure from the 10th picture, Fast 10, just days after the filming began.
Wow, that's amazing.
So the official statement was he left for creative differences, right? Mm-hmm. But it was they just started. So what happened? And it's kind of like that time when The Rock put out that post. It was like, hey, I hate when you're working with somebody and they're really unprofessional. Mm-hmm. I ain't talking about the ladies on the show. You guys are great. I'm not talking about you, Ludacris. I'm not talking about you, I'm not talking about you, Tyrese. I ain't talking about him. Okay.
Not you, number 2.
Anybody else? Awkward. And so Justin Lin, he's been a director of the Fast series since Fast and the Furious 3 Tokyo Drift.
I thought he
did Tokyo Drift. He didn't do 4 and 5,
right.
But then I think he came back for 6, 7, 8, 9, and then he was going to do 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Fiero spaceship, I think they're flying off the rails.
Well,
it doesn't matter because it still made $1 billion, and people knew they was in the space in a Fiero, and they still went.
Oh yeah, I saw it twice. These movies
are
wow. Look, I'm not gonna go on record and say these movies are trash because they are, but they're entertaining trash.
Nice.
Anytime someone can outrun a fireball, outrun a speeding car, land on steel, and be okay.
Or just run through a car that's falling and rolling off a mountain. Either.
Amazing. I always go back to the 2 things. One, when The Rock caught a torpedo on the ice.
Oh, yeah.
And redirected it to blow something else up.
Oh, yeah.
As he was driving. That was 1. Yeah. And then 2, obviously, when they were dragging the safe through the streets of Brazil, they murdered millions of people. There's no way that nobody got hurt for them to do a switcheroo. A switcheroo?
Oh, switcheroo in the streets of Rio.
Stop it.
Amazing. Yeah. And
welcome to Brazil.
You know what? I'm looking forward to this Fast X directed by Vin Diesel.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Definitely.
I am God. Anyway, it's all about family.
The Peacock reboot of Saved by the Bell, a 90s favorite, never heard of it, will not be renewed for a 3rd season. Original members Elizabeth Berkley and Mario Lopez cast as series regulars in the revised series, which also included Tiffany Thiessen, Lark Voorhees, and Mark Paul Gosselaar in reoccurring roles. Well, that was cool. They got Lark back. She's done being crazy.
She's done being crazy. Well, her mama made her crazy. Maybe she was just crazy, but it's actually not even fair to call her crazy, man. She was just going through some things like certain people do.
Yeah, I hear you. And I hate to cast stuff on people, so I'm just going to...
I hate to cast aspersions. Now, so I can tell you, when it came to this reboot, I was actually kind of excited, but I'll tell you 2 things that happened. One, I'm not a fan of Peacock. I'm not a fan of
Me
that.
neither.
And then I watched one episode and I thought it was trash. And I was like, well, here goes my trial run. I'm just going to end it now.
I watched the old series. I thought it was trash.
You watch your mouth.
I did not like it.
You watch your mouth.
Look, there were 2 big series then. It was Full House.
Yes.
And Saved by the Bell. I couldn't stand either show. Never watched it.
I'm going to tell you how good Saved by the Bell was. It started out as Good Morning Miss Bliss. They went from Cleveland, Ohio. Same school, same students. Get rid of the teachers. Keep the principal. Move them 3,000 miles away to California. Now they're at Bayside. It's a hit.
And now you got a show. Just watch the
when I wake
reruns.
up in the morning and as long as... What was that?
He said just watch reruns. I said I won't.
All right, fine.
Rest in peace, Dustin Diamond.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't in the show. This week's review, Everywhere, Everything, All at Once. When an interdimensional rapture unravels reality, an unlikely hero, and I'm going to say right now, this was actually one of the Ralphie D recommends, and I was like, Ralphie usually recommends crap. But this was good. We went, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So the unlikely hero must channel her newfound powers to fight bizarre and bewildering dangers from the multiverse as the fate of the world hangs in the balance. I thought it was really interesting. Did it run a little bit long?
Oh, yeah.
When they put the title cards, you were like, part 1, part 2, part 2. I thought we were done. And when it said part 3, I was like, hey, I've got to pee.
Yeah.
I've been holding this for a while.
But I was all in for the story. The only thing I didn't like was the paper cut between the fingers. That was the worst
that
part.
was like, that was.
I didn't
that
like
bothered me.
the Ratatouille,
Oh, I like
the
that.
hot dog fingers.
That was good.
It
was corny.
You know what?
It was
I
corny.
hate that they ruined so much stuff in trailers because all that stuff could have been some great reveals in this movie.
I didn't watch
any of the trailers.
I saw
All
the
of them.
trailer so many times because I go to a lot of movies.
I go to a lot of movies, but I don't show up for the trailer.
I'm going to start doing that like I did with what I recommend this week.
The other thing that I was going to say about it, I like all of the tropes because especially things in our world that genre, specific.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching it. And it's one of those things where you kind of think you know where they're going to go, but then when they do another thing, you're like, "Oh, that's interesting." And I'd have to say, standout performance by Data, aka Short Round, aka whatever his real name is. It was so crazy because the opening scene, they're speaking either whatever Mandarin or Cantonese, whatever they were speaking. And when he was talking and I heard his voice, it was crazy. He still said it like, "Okay, Dr. Jones, you said," and I was like, "Oh, it's the Short Round. Shorty, get our bags. Shorty, get the car."
Okay, Dr.
And I
Jones.
know, and I'm gonna say this, and I know this is sacrilege, but I know that they're actually doing an Indiana Jones 5.
I hope he's in it.
I hope he's in it. I'd love to see Short Round come back.
I see anything ending better than the fourth one.
Oh, that's for sure.
I know the fourth one. I remember seeing it, and I remember a refrigerator and a nuclear bomb, and I don't remember.
I remember
anything
the
else.
tilting platform and the ancient warriors who popped out from nowhere. And
They were aliens, right? Spoiler alert.
It was aliens.
It was
Was it alien? I thought they were like these ancient warriors who were like hanging around for 1,000 years waiting for something.
Nah,
It was
man, it
aliens.
was aliens.
It didn't
and it
make
was
no
trash.
It was
Shia
bad.
LaBeouf was trash.
It was bad.
Yeah.
They wasted.
Kate
the effort.
Blanchett, she was good.
They wasted the, and it looked like Harrison Ford just really didn't want to be in that movie.
Harrison Ford doesn't want to do shit.
He's 80
He wants
something
to
years
smoke
old. He's
weed
done,
and stay home, and
Have sex with his skinny wife. Are they still together?
I think so. Yeah.
Ally McBeal, right?
Yeah. This week, Ralphie D recommends The Northman. From
Heard that was trash.
visionary director Robert Eggers comes The Northman, an action-filled epic that follows a young Viking prince on his quest to avenge his father's murder. That's the story in a nutshell. They took some nice turns in the story and plot.
Alexander
No,
Skarsgård,
they
right?
did not.
Yeah.
They had one giant plot twist, and it was so predictable.
I didn't want to say
my
it.
head almost exploded when I said, "You can't
All
do
right,
that.
look.
It's so obvious."
Here's the problem, JB. Just like me, you see too many movies. I wiped my hard drive clean when I went into this. I didn't even know who was in it because I saw 0 trailers, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go with
Ethan
it.
Hunt.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hunt. Oh, that's Tom Cruise.
That's Tom Cruise. Nicole Kidman was
Nicole
in the damn
Kidman.
movie.
She's playing everybody's mama now, huh?
Yeah, oh,
she's
yeah.
at that age where she's just gonna play the
She's
mom.
just throw on a
Everybody.
long ass wig and then play somebody's mama.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe in a surprising turn. They bark like dogs, JB. It was great.
Yeah, I remember I turned to Ralph in the middle of the movie, and he said something like, "They're not going to do that." I said, "As long as they don't start barking and farting again, I'm okay."
Hey,
That
Bjork was in the movie.
Oh, I
See,
remember.
look at
her.
that.
I remember
Yeah.
the swan dress.
Oh, right. That was her. Boy, oh boy. Talking about the 90s.
Yeah.
Anyway, go check it out. I'm Ralphie D. That's news to me.
I'm Coolwater Kurt. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Let's hear what you think. Leave us a comment down below. Let your opinion be heard.
And if you like this video, please check out other videos on our channel, like Getting the Character.
I'm JB. I'd like to give a shout out to my man AM Comic Safari. Like him, follow him, subscribe. And this is 252 Pop Fiction, where you hear it first.
Back to Comic Safari? I thought he was Comic Safari again.
No, I screwed up.
Adonis, pull yourself together.